Good evening. Welcome to our open house for the Self-Paced Learner Virtual Academy. These students are students who have chosen to participate in option 3. Now, tonight is for grades 6 through 12. If you are here for elementary, please make sure you tune back in on Thursday, September 3rd. Again, tonight is for grades 6 through 12, and this is our open house for the self-paced learner. This session will be about 45 minutes. The session will be recorded and posted on the NCSS website this evening. Question and answer sessions will be provided at the end of the presentation. In the meantime, please make sure you use the link to ask questions, and the presenters will provide answers. Okay? Tonight, you will hear from the Self-Paced Learning team. The team is comprised of Dr. Nikita Warfield, the Director of Secondary Schools, Ms. Chandria Neely, that's me, Coordinator of Secondary Schools, Ms. Anna Hebert Daniel, Self-Paced Program Coordinator, and Ms. Dee Dee Davis, Self-Paced Program Coordinator. Again, remember that our session tonight will be about 45 minutes, and you have the opportunity to enter any questions you may have into the Google form using the link you see posted. Just as a reminder, I want to go over the self-paced instructional model with you. NCSS Self-Paced Virtual Academy combines the benefits of a traditional school with the flexibility and personalization that online learning offers. Our competency-based learning approach allows students to move faster or slower through the material, depending on their individual skills and knowledge. Let's review the characteristics of a self-paced learner. The self-paced learner is independent, organized, has good reading and comprehension skills. The self-paced learner is excellent with time management skills and extremely disciplined. Now I'm going to bring to the podium the self-paced learner coordinator, Mrs. Anna Hebert Daniels.
Good evening. My name is Anna Hebert Daniel. I'm going to be one of the 2 program coordinators this year for our secondary students who've chosen to go with the self-paced Ingenuity model for their virtual education. This is a partnership between Newton County Schools and the Edgenuity program. Like Ms. Neely said, it's going to allow students a good deal of flexibility. They will be able to work on a full course load of classes, receive credit from their base school, and they will have flexibility in when they complete their work. This is a program that needs students to be involved in the entire semester. Students are going to be enrolled with the expectation that they complete the half-course credit and the accompanying cumulative exam by Wednesday, January 27th of 2021. That's the date that the first semester ends. That's the date that we will award the half credits. Students will be aided by an NCSS employee who serves as their facilitator. This is the person who will monitor students, check student progress, and provide technical support, as well as correspondence with parents. It's important to note, however, that grades will be calculated by the Edgenuity platform, and we'll take a bigger look at what goes into the grading scale in a moment. Students are also going to have access to a content teacher from their base school. That teacher is going to be the person who can answer their content-related questions, help close gaps in understanding, and be available in those teacher office hours as needed. Students also can use a variety of outside resources. They can use teaching websites to help with their academic struggles, such as Khan Academy. And Edgenuity also has a virtual tutor that's built in within Edgenuity for all classes with an end-of-course test or an end-of-grade test. Another great feature of Edgenuity is that the coursework is available online 365 days a year, 24/7. So students can use their notes and quizzes at any time They can set their own work hours, and they can retake quizzes as necessary. However, a reset will be required by their facilitator if they have failed a quiz or test more than 2 times. When we talk about the grading within the program, as I mentioned earlier, the course grade will come from Edgenuity. This is the grade that students will earn through the completion of the online coursework. We can look at this as an independent study course, where students will individually work their way through the curriculum with the assistance of online video lectures, lab activities and assessments depending on the curriculum, journaling prompts, vocabulary activities, and they will also have to utilize the internet to search for online information, and lastly, they will have quizzes and tests. Students can have instant feedback on their grade because when they log into Edgenuity, they will see a student dashboard. The student dashboard is color-coded. It will give them alerts based on where they are in relationship to the entirety of the coursework. They'll get instant feedback on grades and their progress. It is important to note, however, that student grades will not just reflect the assignments they've done, but also the progress they're making in class. To put it in perspective, if a student does one assignment the first week of school, but then has some trouble the next week, they may be graded based on 2 weeks worth of work. And we can talk about that in the question and answer portion at the end. It's important that students reach the weekly goals that they are set through the program and by their facilitator to maintain their passing grades. Another significant difference with Edgenuity is that the grades do not update in the Infinite Campus parent portal in real time. Many students and parents are used to checking Infinite Campus daily or several times a week to see how their student is progressing. Infinite Campus will be updated at the 4.5 week, 9 week, 13.5 week, and 18-week marks. Those are October 7th, November 11th, December 16th, and January 27th. So you may be thinking now, if you're watching, they've mentioned a facilitator. Who is my facilitator? Each school has 2 facilitators. You can see the middle school facilitators are listed on screen now. We have Ms. Katisha Bellamy and Tawana McDaniel at Clements, Ms. Patrice Peak and Jennifer Kiesel at Cousins, Andrew Autry and Lori McGovern at Indian Creek, Gerald Bailey and Tanya Agnew at Liberty. The Newton County Theme School will have Ms. Della Kirkpatrick and Renee Malcolm. And for veterans, Mr. Clayton Hammond and Aaron Abernathy. Those will serve as the primary point of contact for students in the virtual self-paced model. At the high school level, we have Mr. Chris Newsham and Mr. Jason Dukes at Alcovey, Frankie Iverson and Ashley Sen at Eastside, Ms. Kelly Ortiz and Datha Curtis at Newton College and Career Academy, and Newton High students will work under Ms. Kimberly Reed or Dr. Beverly Johnson. It's important for Newton College and Career Academy students to note that they will be primarily working with their NCCA facilitators and not the one at their base school. Parents, I know that this is new and exciting information. I want to remind you to please use the link on screen. We hope to have some time to answer some questions at the end. So please, if you have something already, go ahead and hit that link and submit your question in the Google Doc. We will look at some frequently asked questions before we end, but if you have something on your mind now, please go ahead and click submit. So let's talk about the course structure. In Edgenuity, courses are divided into lessons and units. Each lesson may be comprised of vocabulary exercises, journaling prompts, projects and labs, as well as some direct instruction. And it's important to remember that direct instruction will come from teacher lectures that are embedded in the platform as videos. There will be other online content, articles that may be online with some questions that go with them. There are homework and practice activities, although students, I know it won't feel like homework because you may be working from home all the time. And then there's quizzes at the end of each lesson. Each unit typically consists of 3 to 5 lessons and several tests within. It may be helpful to think of these as the chapter within a textbook and the sections within each chapter. At the end of the units, to wrap up your half-credit course, there will be a cumulative exam. So let's talk about what some of those tests will look like. There's 3 types of assessments in Edgenuity. The little quizzes within the lessons are 10 questions. Now, it is important to note these are timed. Students are allotted up to 60 minutes to complete these. The chapter tests are a little longer. They're 25 questions with 2 hours to complete. And lastly, at the end of the semester, there will be the cumulative exam. That's going to be 50 questions, and you will have 180 minutes to complete. There's something very different, though, that we need to pay attention to with Edgenuity. If a student is working, let's say you're doing your chapter test, you get the first 10 questions done, and then you need to go to work. You can save the assessment and exit. That will pause the amount of time that you have. So let's say you've worked for 30 minutes. It'll take 30 minutes away from the time you get to complete the assessment. However, the next time you log in to submit your assessment, you will not be able to see the questions that you've already answered. This is a feature that provides security and helps to encourage academic honesty. Students, don't worry if you're afraid you're going to forget that. It's clearly outlined in the Edgenuity platform. Now let's talk about some academic integrity. All right, virtual students on our self-paced model, these are our disciplined, self-motivated kids, and we also expect academic integrity. Academic dishonesty in any form or type will not be tolerated. Online students are expected to adhere to any school policies that involve cheating and plagiarism. Plagiarism is something that we need to look at because there are written prompts in the program. The term plagiarism includes the paraphrasing, direct quotations, or any other use of a published work without acknowledging that you've used that work. All right? Also, we need to make sure that you do the assignments on your own. You do not allow your peers to copy your work. You will not misuse the content that you find at the internet. And very importantly, you will not share your login information with other students. All the work completed in Edgenuity needs to be your own, and that's important. So, how do we make ourselves successful in this virtual model, in this new way of doing school? In order to have the most success, students need to find a quiet place to work, hopefully to avoid distractions. Establish a routine that seems to work for you and your family. Self-paced can look a lot of different ways, but a routine can really help you here. It may be a good practice to start and end your work at approximately the same time each day. You're not bound by the hours that the school building is open. However, you may decide that you're going to work from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. because you work afternoons. Reverse, you may work in the evening because you have morning, or you have activities in the morning that preclude you from getting work done. Set a routine to help yourself stay on track and avoid procrastinating. Set daily goals for yourself to help get closer to your weekly goals. Try not to procrastinate. Your facilitator will help you set and outline your weekly goals. You have flexibility in how you work on your courses. You may decide to work in one class for an hour and then move to the next course. You may also decide to work to 10% progress and then move to another class. If you're struggling, try different strategies and choose the one that works best for you. Talk to your facilitator. It may be helpful to work on your favorite class first when you log in. But overall, please listen to your facilitator and do what he or she asks of you so that you can complete your courses on time and successfully. So, If you've looked at the calendar, you know that the first day of school is next week. What is that day going to look like? Students should log into Edgenuity through My Launchpad, and we'll post some directions on that in a little bit. If you have difficulty logging into the system, your first step is to contact your facilitator. Once you've logged in, use the weekly and daily goals set by the program or set with your facilitator to guide your work. On the first day of school, let's choose your favorite class and begin working. Work in that class for about an hour. Change to a different class when you've come to a good stopping point. And on that first day of school, let's work for at least 3 hours or until your daily goals have been met, because it is acceptable or even encouraged to go above and beyond, but we don't want to fall behind. Parents, please don't forget, we do have a question and answer session coming up. As you think of your questions, please click the link and submit the Google form. We'll try our best to answer those as time permits. But before that, let's take a look at some of the frequently asked questions. So you may ask yourself, how much time will I be working every week? As a student, depending on your specific courses, you should expect to spend between 18 and 21 hours online a week. Can I work ahead and take classes for next semester or the next school year? No, you cannot. The way that the credit for these courses are awarded means that you will receive half credits at the end of each semester. So now you may be thinking, why is there a semester-long commitment for this program? Because this is involving half credits, students need to remain in the program for the duration of the semester to ensure that they are on track for graduation for our high school students or on track for promotion to the next grade level. Additionally, due to the self-paced nature of these courses, a student who may attempt to switch to the other instructional models would most likely not be at the same place as their peers, and they could lose valuable instruction. We don't want anyone to struggle with that, so that's why it's a semester-long commitment. Parents, you may be thinking, well, my child is gifted. Will this be reflected? Absolutely. Students who are gifted or enrolled in advanced or accelerated courses during the normal school day will be placed in gifted or advanced courses in Edgenuity, pending the course availability. These courses will have the work that your child would be getting in an advanced course in the school day. It may involve extra projects, a more in-depth study of a topic, but the coursework will reflect the gifted or advanced track. If you're thinking to yourself, will I receive textbooks? You won't need textbooks. Edgenuity courses have all the material that you need in the digital platform. The material covers all the same standards that our Newton County in-person school classes will cover, but Edgenuity is not based on a set of textbooks. Another question that many parents are probably wondering, how will attendance be taken for students? Attendance will be taken by monitoring student login as well as the duration of time working in the course. It is important to note that Edgenuity does differentiate between time working and idle in the browser. If a student gets up, leaves the computer, and is away for 20, 30 minutes, that time will be subtracted away from the amount of time they were working in the platform. Student submission of assignments will also be used for attendance purposes. Some other questions that may be on your mind. My student receives accommodations in the classroom. Will those happen in Edgenuity? Absolutely. Students will receive instructions in the orientation video in Edgenuity about how to translate text, about how to turn on read aloud features, and about retaking assignments. However, it is important to note, students will not receive synchronous or live teaching direct instruction from a Newton County teacher. As a parent, you may ask, how do I track my students' progress? Ultimately, we suggest that you sit down and review the student dashboard with your child weekly. Again, Because grades are not updated in real time in Infinite Campus, the best way to get a quick, accurate picture of how your child is doing is to look at the student dashboard. That will show you the current average in the class, as well as the progress towards completing the course. If you still have questions or you need more information about how the dashboard works, you can always contact your child's facilitator with specific questions. In this new virtual self-paced model, students may need help with tech. There is tech support available for students in the self-paced model. Each student has a dedicated help desk that can assist students with connectivity issues, school-issued Chromebooks, and other technology issues. Your facilitator will point you in the direction of the email address or number that you would need to utilize. But it's important to remember, you may be working late at night, but the help desk will run from 8 to 4 in all buildings. So looking ahead, we have some important dates for students who are in this program. Thursday, September 3rd is our practice day for students. Students are going to log in to make sure they have access to Edgenuity. Your coursework will not be available. This is not the day to get started because the first day of school is not until September 8th, and that's when courses will go live. Middle school students should log in between 10 a.m. and noon, and high school students should log in between 1 and 3. If you are unable to log into Edgenuity, you will contact Ms. Dee Dee Davis at davis.deedy@newton.k12.ga.us. Then several days later, after our long holiday weekend, Tuesday, September 8th is the first day of school. All self-paced students should log in to Edgenuity on Tuesday. So let's take a look at how that's going to look for logging in. Let's get some directions. If you have questions so far, again, I invite you to drop those in the Google chat, in the Google link. When it comes to logging into Edgenuity, you're going to need to start with My Launchpad. That is the single sign-in program that the district uses. You'll sign in by using your network login. Your username is the last name, first initial, middle initial, your birth month, and the 2-day birth date. Okay? And then your password is your student number. If you have a school-issued device, My Launchpad should be your default browser. If you are working from a different device, you can go to the website on the screen. That's launchpad.classlink.com/NewtonGA, and your same credentials should work there. Once you log into My Launchpad, you'll see a landing screen like this. It's got tiles for the programs that will be important for you to use. You'll open the Edgenuity tile. It's a single sign-in. You shouldn't have to log in again, and your courses will be there waiting on you. When you log in for the first time on September 8th, the first thing that should pop up for all students is an orientation video. This video is approximately 2 minutes long. It goes over the location of the submit button, how you submit an assignment, how you turn on read aloud. This is your first task, students. You need to watch the orientation video and pay close attention so that you understand the functionality of all of the aspects of Edgenuity. All right, while we get ready to move into the second part of our presentation, parents, I invite you again to use the Google form to submit questions, and we'll try our best to answer those at the end of this presentation.
While the questions are coming in, let's talk about some things that we can do at home and supports we can have at home. So, virtual school guide for parents. Establish a routine. Establish a structured routine to follow on a daily basis. Provide a consistent schedule and expectations for time to work, time to play, and time for family. Create a learning space. Find a comfortable and quiet learning space. Talk about the learning. Talk to your children about their learning, ask questions about their content, and reflect on the learning process. Assess and adapt. Be aware that this is a new environment for students and check in from time to time on how they are feeling. Maintain a balance. Help your child maintain a healthy, active, balanced life during this virtual school time. Ask for support. Contact your child's teachers or tech support if you have questions or need help. Make sure you offset screen time. Pay attention to how much screen time your child has had and try to balance it out as much as possible with other activities. Stay connected. Help your child find ways to stay connected virtually with friends and classmates. Reach out. Talk to other parents who have children in the virtual school also. Now, we will begin. Before we begin questions, I want to make sure we look ahead. Parents, you will receive an email detailing the overview and expectation of the self-paced program. If you select for your child to stay in the self-paced learning model, no further action is required. You are fine. However, there will be one final opportunity to opt out of this learning model by September 4th. Directions for opting out will be included in the email you receive. All right, please make sure you submit your questions. We will now begin responding to those live questions. All right, it looks like we have about 15 minutes per question. As the questions are rolling in, I see the first one. It says, is this session for a school-based virtual learning orientation? The session tonight is for students who have chosen option 3 for grades 6 through 12. All right, so the session tonight is for students who have chosen option 3 for grades 6 through 12. These are the self-paced learners for grades 6 through 12, option 3. Will self-paced students be allowed to go back to school upon opening if their first choice was in-person instruction? If you have chosen option 3, self-paced learning, then you will be in option 3, self-paced learning for the semester. If you chose option 1, face-to-face, then once we do our reentry plan, that's when you will return to school. However, if you chose option 3, self-paced learning, you will be in that model for the semester. All right. We'll take a minute for the next question to come. All right, let's look at this question. Can I work ahead in the same semester to finish the semester early? You may finish your semester early, but you will not receive the course for the next semester. You only receive one semester at a time. So for first semester, you will complete first semester only. Oh, here's the next question. My son is a Quest student. Will he still receive assignments for Quest students? Yes, we have courses that are built for math, 6th grade. We have courses built for math, 6th grade Quest. So the courses are still as they were in school. You have courses for regular and you have courses for Quest. I'm going to pause here and I'm going to allow Ms. Hebert Daniel to come up and answer the next question.
All right, we have another question that's come in. Is there a specific time frame that students will have to log into class or a homeroom? Students do not have a homeroom in Edgenuity. Remember, this is self-paced. However, students, we don't want you to fall behind. You really need to work between 18 and 21 hours a week. Self-paced does not mean procrastinate. We need to log in, especially in the first day of school, to make sure that we can access our courses, and we need to talk to our facilitators as we pick our work hours and what works best for us in our routine. All right, we have another question. Are there electives through Edgenuity or is it just core classes? There are electives in Edgenuity. There are a variety of electives. We have our traditional Spanish, French, foreign language classes that most of you parents are familiar with. We have technology courses. All students will have a full course load. Everyone will get electives through Edgenuity. This next question is for Ms. Neely. I'll hand over the mic to her.
Thank you, Ms. Heber Daniel. Let's see. Will middle school students have a science fair project assigned? Yes, students will have a science fair project assigned in Edgenuity also. They will have that project and also a social science, social studies fair project. Let's see as the next question comes in. How are student classes chosen? Student classes are based off of the schedule that filled in Infinite Campus. So, that is normally done over the summer. So whatever was there is what you will find in Edgenuity. Can they pick electives? The electives are based off of what was chosen in Infinite Campus. If there is an elective that is not in Edgenuity, we will contact you and then go through choices with you. However, we are going with what was already in the student's schedule. Will students have to use Canvas for courses at all? Students will not have to use Canvas for courses. There may be some pieces where we will add in for students such as students at the Career Academy. But the Career Academy will contact you and tell you how to access those courses. All right, we're waiting for the next question to come in. When will students be able to log into Edgenuity? On September 3rd, students will be able to log into Edgenuity to complete their orientation. The first day of school is September 8th. On that day, students will be able to log in and start working on their courses. The Edgenuity tab in My Launchpad is not working. Please contact your facilitator or the tech email that we have provided to please contact the tech at the email we have provided so you can get some assistance. The My Launchpad should be working, so please make sure you reach out to the facilitator for your school or to the email with the tech. All right, we're waiting for the next question to come in. All right, we're at the next question. How do you sign up for Self-Paced Virtual Academy? If you go to our website, you will have the opportunity to find the option 3 there at the website. Also, please contact your principal and they will assist you with changing your course, your options. Remember, you had option 1, face-to-face, option 2, virtual learning with a live synchronous teacher, and option 3, self-paced learning. So if you want to change your options, please contact your building principal and they will assist you. I'm going to turn this question over to Ms. Hebert Daniel. Give me 1 second.
This is going to be our last question for tonight. It has 2 parts. If we have 2 students in the same grade, will course quizzes, tests, and information be the same for both? The course content will be the same for both students. However, Edgenuity has a huge test bank for quizzes, tests, and other assessments, so the assessments won't be the same for both students. The question goes on to ask, will they be able to sit in on the same class or will they have separate logins? Every student will have their own login, their courses, their progress, and their assessments will be tied to that login. All right, we really want to have students practice academic integrity, so we expect all students to use their own login and complete their own work. All right, I believe that wraps up the question and answer part of our meeting this evening. All of this video will be posted on the Newton County Schools YouTube page. I want to thank Ms. Chandria Neely, the Coordinator of Secondary Education, Ms. Dee Dee Davis, the co-coordinator of the program, Dr. Nikita Warfield, Director of Secondary Schools, and Mr. Adam File from our Technology Department. Dr. Adam File, I should say. Thank you.